Hi, my name is Liz Hathway and this is my astrological look at the week ahead. It's the week starting Monday, and let me just check what day it is, the 23rd of July. And we have the Sun in Leo, and certainly here in the Netherlands and a lot of Europe, the UK, we could say it's hot. We've got this full-on Leo sort of scorched earth stuff going on over here. And we could do with some water, we could do with some rain. So the Sun in Leo is really, with the North Node in Leo, it's really, creating this sense of hot, scorched earth here. On Tuesday this week, we have the Venus-Neptune opposition. And then Venus as well is in the picture on Saturday when she trines Pluto. So whereas an opposition are planets that are actually so far apart that you think they can never be reconciled. And if we think of Venus is a planet that's to do with love and beauty and affection. It's what we treasure, what our heart holds dear. And Neptune, is the sign now in Pisces, the sign that exalts Venus. So there is a deep sense of longing here. But there can also be a deep sense of nostalgia, a deep sense of longing for things that are out of reach or no longer accessible to us. And there is always with Neptune a sort of a hint of sadness, I think. There's always some kind of pain involved and loss where Venus and Neptune are concerned, particularly when the aspects are difficult. Although Pluto here is also in the picture, as I said, Venus trines Pluto on Saturday. So this is almost transcendent in a way. This is a kind of a release or a love that rises above all kinds of restrictions and borders and distances. So there's this feeling of suffering, but also of redemption here, and also of the possibility with Pluto in the picture to give love a deeper meaning, which might even extend beyond time, beyond space, and beyond the physical. It's a kind of a soul connection also with Neptune in the picture. So, and Venus is, of course, at the moment in Virgo. So this is not the most physical Virgo, but it's certainly very much an intellectual, a thinking, a perceptive placement for Venus. On Wednesday, we have Sun square Uranus, and the Sun is on the North Node at the moment as well, or moving towards it. So the time is ripe to get our goals clear, to get our destination a little bit, charted on the map. This is where we want to go. And the square to Uranus is saying, in a way, we should be prepared to maybe step outside the borders of what's completely acceptable, to be a little bit more daring in what we try to do. Because, Sun square Uranus, we find it in the horoscopes of people as well, like Galileo, who was prepared to take on the establishment of his day and proclaim his own truth. Sun in Leo is very authentic. It is very much about, your own truth, and honouring your own path in life in a way. We also see it in the horoscope, someone like Cornelius Agrippa, who, was dabbling with magic and things in a time where you could lose your head for it, basically. But he was able to, keep to his own path and, write his ideas down so, people in future generations can tune into them. So there's a sense of breaking rules and being willing, certainly with the Sun on the North Node, to honour your own truth. What we see on Thursday is the Mercury is turning retrograde. Mercury retrograde, I always find it's an interesting placement. It allows that bit of inner reflection. It allows you time, sometimes when you've been running ahead with things, you're not always able to keep track of everything. Your filing or your correspondence, or, it's a little bit of a slowed down Mercury and a bit of a more reflective Mercury, a bit more of a thoughtful Mercury in some ways as well. And then on Friday we have this full moon with Mars, and much has been said about it. Mars is of course closest to the Earth. It's on the South Node, which is very much about release. I was looking at a previous, when Ronald Reagan came to be President of the United States, for example, we saw the release of the Iranian hostages when Mars was on the South Node in Aquarius. You know, these are people that had been held for 444 days, and you know, they were released at this around the time of this conjunction. And we've seen it recently with these young Thai boys that have been released as well from their imprisonment in a way inside the bowels of the earth. So there's a certain quality of release. But what I personally find really interesting about this Mars journey in a way is that since Mars went into Capricorn, which was I think in March this year, Mars has been very prominent. It's been in Capricorn or Aquarius, and in fact it doesn't really move completely into Pisces until we've already going to have Jupiter will have entered Sagittarius. It's 16th of November 2018 before Mars actually moves into Pisces. So it's been in these two winter signs, Capricorn and Aquarius, since the 17th of March. And what's interesting is, you know, when Mars is in Capricorn and Aquarius, it is Saturn ruled. And Saturn is in its own sign at the moment, and Saturn exalts Mars. So this gives that Mars, this powerful Mars, more sustainability, it gives it more direction, it gives it more power in a way, because when we're talking here of strong mutual reception, strong agreement, a strong willingness to work together between, you know, Mars and Saturn. But we've also got Pluto in Capricorn, which exalts Mars, and we've also had Jupiter in Scorpio this year, which is Mars ruled. So this entire year actually, since March, has been really Mars in the spotlight. And Mars is of course a planet, particularly with this long sort of exchange that it's having now with the North Node, because the South Node, Mars is also retrograde, so it's going to come back and cross that South Node again. And I did write the dates down, but I think it'll be on the 20th of September. It will have gone direct because it goes right back into Capricorn, and then on the 20th of September again, actually with the moon, which is interesting, it will again cross the South Node. Again, there's this sense perhaps as well of redefining our goals, laying down the fundament for future growth, being prepared to maybe let go of some things that we've treasured and kept with us, you know, for a long time, but to give them up to support and encourage growth in other areas. Because, as I said, this is the quite unique thing, I think, about this Mars node journey, Mars in Capricorn and Aquarius this year. It's because Mars, in principle, it's quite a quick mover. It's, you know, 2 months on average in a sign, but it's being backed up here at the moment by Jupiter in Scorpio, Saturn in Capricorn, and of course Pluto in Capricorn as well. So this is a strong team here, which is, if the goals are defined, and if some perhaps cherished old goals can be relinquished, new things can take its place. So this is a very strong, powerful energy, not played out until the final conjunction with the South Node on the 20th of September. We've still got a solar eclipse to come this year. But anyway, on Sunday, we got the Sun on the North Node. So as I say, this is very much about direction. Where are you going? Where do you want to go? Look at where this lunar eclipse is falling in your chart. Think about your last year, what you've done this year, and try to sort of get, now Jupiter's direct as well, try to get your long-term goals a little bit more in perspective. Make it real, make it happen. Okay, thanks for listening. Have a great week. Bye.